Hey, welcome everyone to another story of the shot. I'm really excited to have Rina Miele here with me to share the story of this beautiful snowy owl.
What is up?
How's it
How's it
going?
going? Oh, wait, that's incorrect. Usually for me, I'm like, yo, yo,
Oh,
yo.
there you go. You got to do the
See,
right
I'm thrown.
introduction.
I'm thrown.
When you're not the one starting the show, it throws you
That's
off a little
right.
bit, right?
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I know.
It's funny because people always call me out, and then I'm like, I don't do it on purpose. I just am always like, yo. It's
Emily
just like,
always calls me out on saying what's up. Like that's how I start everything. What's up, everyone?
right,
She's always just
right,
like busting my chops about it. So it's like you
right.
get set in a way and you kind of just stick with it, right?
Right?
Yeah, yeah,
Hilarious.
definitely. So, hey, a snowy owl, and it's just like the same temperatures this morning here
Yeah, seriously, bro.
in the Northeast,
Taking us back to winter here a little bit.
right? Although I guess not quite as cold as this one, huh?
Dude, let me tell you, you'll find out. You'll
All right.
find out. Let me just
Oh,
say,
I can't wait. Let's
yoink.
let's hear it, man. So, how did this
All
start?
right.
How did this start, Rena?
All right. So, real quick, let me just, preface this. So, this is an older shot, and I pulled it because it's more of a story. Like,
Yeah,
you have like you have tons of moments.
yeah,
You take a million photos, you have little moments, but they're not like a story. You just are kind of like, oh, I rushed and then I almost fell and then I took a picture and then
yeah,
that's
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Like, there's not like a
yeah.
real,
Uh huh.
you know. So this was kind of fun because, I went with my buddies and, we had this little mini adventure in Canada. So there's definitely a little
That's
bit of a
really
story
cool.
to this. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's pretty fun. So this was actually the last day of our trip.
How long was
And,
the trip?
it was like a couple of days. I don't even know, maybe like 3, 4 days, like
Okay.
nothing too crazy. And we definitely saw a lot of owls, but we didn't really get like the money
Yeah.
shot. It's just the way that it was.
Yep.
It's like we saw like over 30 owls. Like I kid you
Wow.
not. Yeah, it was like I was like in denial that we'd see that many owls. I'm like, "Psh, yeah, right, two maybe." Like,
Yeah, that's
no,
that's
dude,
really good numbers.
it was pretty wild. Yeah, it was a pretty good year. And I just, it just didn't work out that it was, you know,
Yeah.
that great. Like if you scroll down to that one on the blue,
Yeah, this one here. Yeah.
it's like that's a lot of what's going
Gotcha.
on because they're
Yeah.
just on the poles or like they're in the fields and they're just like they're just, just chilling and
Cool to
not
see,
really
but
doing much.
photographically not very rewarding.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it was tough. So we were like feeling a little like whatever because it was the last day and everything like that. But you could play that second video. So as you can see, it's super dark. I don't
Yeah.
know what kind of hour it was, but it's very dark. But it's our last day. We're rolling out, and then we see this crazy color start to creep in, and we're like, "Oh my God, please!" Like
The color's
is
amazing.
we're like, is it a gift? Like, is this going to be something? Like, let's see if we can get one last, try to get like the money shot, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah,
So
totally.
then, yeah. So then that next one is just like some drone footage my buddy had.
Oh, okay.
If
Nice.
Lightroom ever, there we go.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
So this is just to show you that the color's starting to get little intense here
Yeah.
as it's brightening up, and we were just like, "Yo, please, like, please." So then that next shot
Wow.
on the right side between that really tall tree and then the windmill, there's a snowy right there.
No
Dude, like
kidding.
hilarious. We were just like, "Oh, it's a sign!"
That's
Like,
so great.
yeah, we were just like, "Please." And it's a lot of the land there is private. So you
Gotcha.
can't just like
Yeah.
go willy-nilly, do whatever you want.
Yeah.
I mean,
How many times did you see an owl in a great spot and you couldn't get to it? Did that happen?
I mean, that was pretty much constantly
Was it? That's so
like
frustrating. That's tough. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it was either they weren't active or it was just like, oh yeah, there they are. Have a nice day. Like,
Can't go
you know
anywhere
what
near
I
it. Yeah.
mean? Like,
Oh, that's tough.
what, bro? So there's that. And then the next shot is just we saw this one and we were like, what?
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me? And he shoots out, and then that next video, we were just like, what do we do? Because, like I said, all that land around there is private.
Oh, wow.
So we can't really do much beyond the road.
Yeah.
And we're like, I don't know. What do we do? Do we just run after it? Like, do we go back and get the car? Because it was far away. I mean, if they fly, they can go from here to
Yeah.
200, feet in like tenth of a second. So I'm here being very annoying and ridiculous because whatever. That's just whatever.
It's
I'm
part of the
stupid.
trip.
Yeah, I'm an idiot. But I was like, what do we do, bros? What do we do? I'm like, let's go. Let's just go. Let's just run, whatever. So we're going, okay. And then that next one you can see, then she starts to hunt.
Damn.
And I have like a couple from this set, which was very beautiful and very nice. And I don't know what happened with the light. It just got like really nice and balanced and crazy light.
Isn't
Like
that
I was
interesting when you have that sort of opening under like on the side of the clouds, but the heavy clouds over top?
Yep.
There's something about the quality of that, right?
Weird. It was so weird. Like I
It's
kid
weirdly
you not.
bright too.
Yes, I kid you not. Like these shots were basically straight at a camera with like my old 5D. Like
Yeah.
it was just crazy. It just was so beautiful. It was just beautiful. Like right.
That's so awesome.
And so yeah, so she, like I said, you're sitting far away, and we're like, oh, is it going to be a repeat? Da 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 da, whatever.
Yeah.
And then we saw, yeah, so she goes on a poll, and we're like, oh my God, again with this nonsense. And then we're like, we gotta go, we gotta get the ferry and da da da, whatever. We have to
Oh,
get
you're
the
like on a tight time frame at that point.
Yeah, a little bit, because it's, we
Yeah.
gotta hit the road. It's like 8 hours driving. So, we got, and then it happened. She flew
Wow.
close. She flew on that rubble. I don't
Yeah.
know what kind of fence somebody knocked down and left there, but she was like finding it amazing. And then that light was still like there.
I know.
And
So how long
it
is this
just,
entire process at that point? So from when you first kind of get out there and the sun is like that till when this happens, how long of a period are we looking at there, Rena?
bro, short.
Yeah?
Short. I mean, because by the time when it's sunrise, the light
Yeah.
just exponentially
Quick.
gets brighter. It's
Yeah.
just like every minute you can literally see the light
Color
growing.
fading away. And
Yeah, it was
yeah.
like I don't know, very, very short. And then the funniest part about it is, so we got the money shot, and you're like, oh wow, that's great, awesome, amazing. Oh my
I love
God,
this one.
it's absolutely stunning. Guess what? We also were battling the entire time. Oh, I don't know. It was -3 degrees.
I was just going to say, you can't feel your fingers.
It wasn't even like I can't feel my fingers, because I can't feel my fingers when I go to the supermarket sometimes, bro. Like
Yeah,
I don't know what is with me. My core will be warm and I will be
Yeah.
all comfortable. But my hands, bro, I
I'm
don't
the
know
same way.
what the heck. It's just like
Yeah.
they're just like, nope, send the blood to the heart. Send
Yeah,
the
just
blood
cut it
to
off
the
right here.
heart.
Nothing.
I don't even know. So and then this other stupid part, which you'll see in the final video. Usually I wear my contacts
Okay.
because you don't have to worry about fog, haze,
Yep.
freezing, any nonsense, whatever. Well, we were leaving. We're driving in the car for most of the day. I was
Gotcha.
not about to deal with contacts. I didn't think we'd see anything. So then on top of -3, on top of my flippers that I had,
Yeah.
okay, that I couldn't even, I was like in excruciating pain. My glasses were completely frozen. That's what that last video
Oh no.
shows. I'm just like, I can't. I'm just like at a certain point, like that's it.
Oh my
That's it.
gosh.
That was it. Like so I couldn't see, I couldn't feel. I'm basically punching my camera because
Yeah.
what am I gonna
Like
do?
shoot with your elbow.
Dude, it was like absurd. It was like ridiculous.
So
But
I have a few questions.
yeah, miracle there. That's the
Right?
answer.
Yeah. All right. Well, so
Oh, what's up?
when it's that cold, are the contacts affected at all being in your eyes?
I get dry.
Yeah. It just dries up quicker.
It's just dry. It's just I get dried. I mean, sometimes it's weird because a lot of times, you get teary-eyed too, because like the wind and different stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Totally. Yeah.
But it's still I just can't do the glasses.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I could see the glasses being a giant pain for sure. Because
It's
I mean,
just
anytime
like-
you exhale, if it gets in there, it's frozen, and then what do? Like you can't,
No,
you got trying to thaw it and stuff and smear it around.
so bad.
So I've never shot in temps like that. I think the coldest I've ever been has been like right around 0 Fahrenheit, and it was like not too windy. I was really lucky, and it was a
I
short
mean,
window of
that's pretty
time. It's
close. It
really,
was negative
yeah,
3.
but
It's
I wasn't out
pretty
there that long.
right.
And you're out there for an extended period of time. I mean, what do you actually do when you have hands like you were just describing, Rena, and it's tough? Like, was there anything you could do to combat it, or you just fought through it?
Bro, at that particular moment, we just dealt with it
Yeah,
because we just were like the owl is there, and
yeah,
we were just like I said, I was just like literally just like punching my camera. I'm like,
yeah.
well, however it was work. I don't even know
You
how a
can't change
shot managed
settings,
to
right?
be. Barely. I don't even know, dude. It's all a blur. Especially you've got that adrenaline. I
Yeah,
mean, I'm sure something took over. I don't know.
yeah,
But usually I can't. I mean, for the duration of the trip, it was very frigid, but we had
yeah.
the benefit of keeping the car nearby.
Sure.
So at least there was that. Like it was private around there, but it wasn't very trafficy.
Gotcha.
So we
Yeah,
we
yeah,
were
yeah.
able to park, off to the road a little bit.
Sure.
So we warmed up like constantly because it was just like you can't manage that. I mean,
Yeah.
when I went to Minnesota, there was like a warm front or something because it was
Oh,
like, yeah. So when I got the Great Grays, it was just like heaven at like, I don't know what the coldest maybe it was like 10, but it was like 15 a lot. And we were
nice.
like we
Yeah.
were like in heaven
This is
because
fine. Yeah.
yeah, my buddies went before and it was just like negative whatever. Like
Yeah.
and I was like, I can't do that. Like
Sure.
physically my body
Yep.
will just but this, I don't know. It, like I said, I don't know. We knew we were leaving, and you just pushed through. Like
Sure.
it. Look, I mean, look at the pictures. I didn't even like do much editing
I know.
from. You can see the back of the camera. It's literally that. Like, it was just one of those moments that was just like, this is stunning. This is
Yeah.
this is this is it. You know.
And lucky to it landed. I know there's like a mess of stuff there, but it's kind of cool. Like it's got
Of
great
course,
character.
I'm
Like
not.
sometimes
Yeah.
sometimes they land on this stuff and it's like, if this was like a shiny new metal or something, you're like, this just looks too new and fancy, like you want it to be rugged and old and gnarled and like that's what you got there.
Bro, let me tell you, there was actually a construction zone, and
Oh,
there were
yeah.
about like almost a dozen owls just in this like fenced in
I
area. And
remember
it's
hearing you
like,
talk about that.
and it was just like so dumb because you're very close to the owls, but they're just on like orange cones and like
Yeah.
metal beams and like you were saying, it's just like this shiny metal and it's like stupid and
Yeah.
you're
It
like,
just looks
whatever.
useless, right?
But this is like so interesting and it
Totally.
feels more organic and it's
Agreed.
just like
Yep.
it's just like I don't know, it was meant to be, I guess, that's
There's such
just
an there's such an interesting sort of connection with, hey, certain birds do live in urban environments. They can take advantage of man-made things, but
right.
at the same time, like for myself, I never want it to look too new and nice and everything like that. Just doesn't seem to jive. Like you want it to be
Generally,
like old and have character to it. Like I love that bird or wildlife and human connection. Only when it
right,
looks a certain way though, like a certain aesthetic.
right, right. No, I feel that vibe. I mean, it's got to be a real specific thing if it's super clean,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
shiny build. There's got to be something else there.
Correct.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I feel you. I mean, even with food photography, when you see something in like an old used pan with like burn
Yeah, right?
marks around it, like there's just something our brain just
I
triggers and
know.
it's like, oh, nice. Old and used is delicious. You know
Yes.
what I mean? Like, so it's like it's a similar thing here where it's like old and used is like a life lived.
Yeah,
There's like some trigger in our brain,
totally.
I think, that makes us feel more attached to that sort of vibe. So yeah,
And how
I'm
wonderful,
with
like right
you,
at the end. Let me ask you this. Would
bro.
you rather
So
have it in the
nice.
beginning or at the end of a trip
No,
like that?
no, exactly how it happened.
Yeah.
Exactly how it happened because it was a complete surprise.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying the trip was a wash overall. Like we went to this spot and we did see like a bunch of sawettes for sure,
Oh, cool.
which was really nice. But as far as snowies, our
Yeah.
photos were due to like it was like not great, like
Yeah.
But this was just that was, I mean, you can't really wish for
Yeah,
anything.
I
And
know.
you can't plan this
Nope.
either. It's just like, and you know me, I mean, that's how I'm a reactionary
Yes.
shooter.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just very like whatever. And I guess that's because how, in my work as a designer, you can't always choose what assets you
Sure.
get. I mean, I can't always be a creative director and say, all right, we're doing a photo shoot right now. We're getting these assets and we're
Uh-huh.
doing that. You can't, it doesn't always work like that.
Yeah.
So you work with what you have.
Yep.
So I guess that's how I approach photography. You just have to work with what you have. And it was just by chance that all these things lined up for a perfect moment. It was meant to be, I guess. I don't
There's an
know.
element of chance, but there's also you guys put in the work, you put in the research, you put yourselves there in the right spot. You stayed out in the cold. The last day you weren't like, I'm too cold, I'm not going to bother. You know what I mean? So like that, it's not all luck, but I totally understand
Right.
the luck portion of it. Yeah.
Right. Of course.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah.
it's a
So yeah,
beautiful
I
shot.
mean, yeah, I mean, it worked out and we have those other shots too that are just really nice. I don't know. I just always feel so like it's just like a really great comforting feeling every time I see these shots, you
Yeah.
know? I mean, I'll probably I have other snowy shots. I have very beautiful snowy shots, from here in New York, even in Jersey and wherever I see in Connecticut. But there's
But
just
when you do a
something,
trip,
it was just something about this because
yeah.
I barely could even take the photo and it just worked. It
Yeah.
just worked.
Brad and I
So
talk
yeah.
about it all the time. There's something about, at least for you, the photographer, when you've put in more work, had to fight through something difficult, something more challenging that just makes the photo more special and important to you. And that's
Yeah.
just part of it because it connects to that, right?
Yeah. And I think that there's something that translates. I don't know how it works. I don't know how, the artist's eye and composing and all of, like you said,
Yeah.
those struggles and all of the stuff and the experience and what you're doing and whatever, it somehow translates in the photo in the end. It's weird because people like all have loved these series of photos. They're just like, oh my God, like because I don't know, it's just there's something about it. It translates,
Do you think
which
it
is
translates to non-photographers or just to other photographers that understand and like can maybe connect those dots with
no,
seeing a photo
both.
like that? Both,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, I think both.
Nice.
And they don't see what happens a lot of times is maybe someone who isn't a photographer can't articulate why
Sure.
a photo may
Correct.
appeal to them. They're just like,
Yeah.
oh, that's really cool, but maybe they can't understand like, oh, because
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
here, it's there, however you took the photo. But
Nah, it totally makes sense. Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
but
I'm glad you have these. Thank you for sharing the story with
yeah,
us.
no
It's a
problem.
beautiful shot, and how cool that anytime you look at this, you'll be able to kind of take yourself right back to those moments
Oh,
and remember that
absolutely.
trip fondly. And like that's, to me, that's
Absolutely.
still one of the best things about photography. I can look at a photo I took literally over a decade ago, and it can still transport me back to that moment where it was, what it was like, and stuff like that. It's pretty
Isn't
special
that
that that
something?
happens.
Isn't that
Yeah,
crazy how that is?
it
You
is.
just have that. You just like it's like a little time machine in your brain. You're like zoop,
Yep.
and you like go there.
It's really amazing. It is. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
awesome.
Thanks so much, Rena.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was great chatting.
Same here.